Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Coco McMillan Show. You may have seen her in Morocco, New York City, Los Angeles, California, Detroit, Philadelphia, Chicago, Las Vegas, Nevada. One of the background singers for Mickey Howard and the late, great Gerald Levert. Ladies and gentlemen, your host, the beautiful, the wonderful, the spectacular, Miss Coco McMillan.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to the Coco McMillan Show, where we are making it happen. We are bringing some amazing flavor to the virtual talk show circuit, featuring our national and local musicians and recording artists. This platform is designed for you to help promote your artists, your business owners, the social media gurus, physical and mental awareness. So the show allows you the opportunity to discuss your career goals, your product, your career challenges, your new opportunities, and awareness. So we want you to bring your expertise and your knowledge to the Coco McMillan Show. We believe in sharing and promoting your journey in life as millions of souls could be delivered just by your testimony. So please make sure you contact me at cocomcmillan@gmail.com, or you can reach me on Facebook or Instagram, Coco McMillan Music, or at Coco McMillan 7. We are now streaming live on the IBM network, on Facebook Live, LinkedIn, YouTube, and guess what? In March, we're going to be moving to Roku. So it's going to be amazing. God is doing some amazing things. And there's one more thing that I want to say, and I want you to celebrate with me. If you're watching, go ahead and put in the chat where you're watching from. Guess what, guys? Tomorrow, we will be celebrating 1 year of the Coco McMillan Show. Yay! Can you just give the Coco McMillan a shout out? Can you put that in the chat? So I am so grateful, so thankful for Dr. Eric Kelly and Mr. Mark Lee. Thank you guys so much for giving me this platform. It has been a year. Can you believe it? Has it been fun? Absolutely. Has it been hard? Absolutely. But you know what? It's been good because we've had some amazing, amazing guests on the show, and we're going to keep it going. So my pastor started off our first show this year talking about victory. Ever since he said that, I have been on fire knowing that I got the victory. So I just want to encourage you tonight that you got the victory. So go ahead and put it in the chat. Say, Coco, I got the victory too. Because you know what, guys? The best is yet to come forward. It's going to be a great year in 2022. I believe it. I decree, I declare it. And I'm not going to let nothing or nobody stop me for what God has for me. So I want you to declare that for yourself. Go ahead and look in the mirror and tell them you're not going to let no one or nothing stop you for what God has for you. We believe in that tonight. So I just want to thank you for joining, for watching the show, for supporting me for this entire year. Thank you so much. It means a lot. It really does. So thank you. Tonight, we have some amazing guests. Tonight, I'm so excited about our guests tonight. It's going to be fabulous. Two of my friends are here with me tonight. Go ahead and put in the chat too while I'm doing the introduction. Yolanda Rudolph, how you doing? So good to see you on. Kumbaya. It's always a pleasure to see you. Jean Johnson, how you doing? So good to see you as well. Jennifer Chance, Jen, that's my girl from IBM, Shaw University days. Jennifer Chance. I talked about her before because she stayed on me so much. I have to make sure I give her a shout out because she stayed on me in college while I was a work study student. But you know what? That made me a better person. I'm greater, I'm better because of the discipline from Jennifer Chance. So I love you, Jen. Mr. Garrett, thank you so much for joining. So good to see you, man. Thank you so much. I got to get you on the show too. So thank you for joining. So everybody, go ahead and put in the chat who you are, where you joining us from. I see you, Auntie Jean. I love you. I want to give a shout out to my Aunt Juanita, all the McMillan family, the Johnson family, all of us, all of the family. I want to say hello to everyone. Kashana Johnson, I've been thinking about you. Make sure you give me a call. Love you guys. So let me go ahead and get started because you know, guys, I can talk all day long, but I want to go ahead and bring up my first guest tonight. Also, before I do that, shout out to In Front, Tia, Sharina, Stacy. Love you guys. AB, Herb, Chris, love you guys. You guys are wonderful. You're awesome. So my guest, Deasia, I see you, baby girl. Thank you so much for joining. My first guest tonight, guys, is a young man very talented, very anointed, Marquez Gaines. He was born into the business, into the music business, as an industry kid, and you know how that goes. You know, when your parents are in the industry, you as a little kid, and you're following right behind them. He got started tagging along with the Whispers, learning things on the road. He's held many positions from the valet to the stagehand to being one of the top managers and agents in the business. He has worked with many artists ranging from Prince, The Whisper, Jeffrey Osborne, SWV, Tamar Braxton, Ari Lennox, and many, many more. 2019, Marquez started his entertainment company called S Entertainment and is now the leading agency in the US, supplying the needs of artists and talent buyers. So please help me welcome my guest tonight, Mr. Marquez Gaines.
How you doing, Coco? I love that introduction. I love that.
You are certainly welcome, Marquez. What's going on, man?
Oh man, nothing but a lot, and I thank God for it. I thank God for every bit of it. The good, the bad, the ups, the downs. It's been
Yes.
challenging, but it's a lot, and I thank God for it.
You know what? You said something. You said nothing but a lot. That
Yeah.
that speaks for itself right there. Because you know how, like, okay, when we sit in this time, Mr. Dillon, how you doing? We sitting in this time and you say, okay, what's going on? There's nothing happening. Why is there nothing happening for me? Okay, what's going on? You start to wonder, but you don't understand in the background, God is working in your favor. So it's a lot. It's a lot going on. We just can't see it, but we got to believe that we got the victory, and it's gonna come. Tell us, Marquez, who is the infamous Marquez Gaines? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh wow. That's hard. It's hard to kind of talk about yourself. I'm so used to talking about my artists and everything that they're doing. It
Mhm.
gets kind of challenging to talk about myself, but I am a young man that has been in this industry since birth.
Mhm.
And I have been blessed to start off working with some legends, of course, the Whisperers, the OJs, later on, with Gerald, which is why I met all you beautiful ladies in front.
Yes.
Um, as well as many other artists. And now I've gotten to the point now where I'm working with some of the top R&B artists of today, like Tamar Braxton, Ari Lennox, and SWV. So
Yeah.
that's me. I'm just a little guy that's just doing the Lord's work in a crazy hectic business.
That's all right. I'm so proud of you. That's what's up. And you named some powerful artists too. Make sure you tell my girl Coco from SWB. I said, "What's up?"
I
We had
will.
such
I will.
we've had so many good times together, and it's so funny. Like when we're together, and someone says Coco, we both turn around and look because we don't know. But that's my girl. That's my girl. So Marquez, I know you've been in the industry for a while. You know, growing up in the industry as a kid. You know, following the Whispers. How was that experience as a child?
It was great because it allowed me the chance to have hands-on experience that you can't get anywhere else.
Okay.
And it allowed me to foster some amazing relationships that still last to this day. And when you're on the road with guys like the Whispers, you're gonna work with guys like the OJs, the Shy
Yeah.
Lights, the Dramatics, the Manhattans, the Dells, the Temptations. So it allowed me to kind of learn from all of those groups and to get
Yes.
that one-on-one mentorship that you can't
Woo.
you can't even pay for.
Okay. And we talking about old school. Okay. We talking about
Absolutely.
the legends, the goats. I mean, the wisdom, working with the OJs and Gerald, like, the wisdom that you learn and the knowledge that you get for them, you just sit there and just kind of watch and just be in a daze, just to kind of soak all of that up. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So when you was around these great legends, what were you thinking? Did you know, like, okay, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I'm going to have a music agency. This is what I want to do. I mean, what was kind of going through your mind? Did you want to kind of walk in their footsteps?
So at first I thought I was gonna perform, right? I really did. I had learned all the Whispers dance steps, all the OJ's dance steps. I was like, I'm gonna be an artist. I'm gonna be up on that stage. And lo and behold, one day our brother Gerald was the one that gave me my dose of reality. He said, "You're not."
Oh, that's true.
He said, "Quez, you're not." He was like, "Just you're smart. Use your smarts, because you can't carry a note." And and he didn't lie. He didn't lie. So I started to learn about being a valet, of course, and then going into moving into the production side. And then I had one day where I was on the road, and I saw a manager. Actually, it was JoJo that used to work for the OJs, and
JoJo, oh, may he rest in peace. Oh my
may he
goodness,
rest in peace.
JoJo.
Love
Okay.
JoJo. And JoJo had that briefcase. JoJo walked with that briefcase.
And the leather pants. And the leather
And the
pants.
leather pants. You got and had them in every color, okay? Every color. But I saw JoJo, and he picked up money one day, and I said, "It's a lot of money." And he said, "Yeah." And I said, he said, "Yeah." He said, "And think about it." He said, "You get paid a half of 1% of this."
Mm,
And I said, "Oh, I'm doing the wrong job.
that's right.
Absolutely doing the wrong job." And so then I started to learn about the business side of it,
Yeah.
and I fell in love with it. It came so easy to me. It was very easy, and I fell in love with it, and I haven't looked back ever since. Haven't looked back.
That's it, because that's where it is right there. And
Mhm.
he was so right. That's where the money is, and the business part, the management. And even for the artists, it's so important, that they know the business, because if you're artist in business, you're gonna get got. And that, yes, I said it just like that. You're gonna get got, because if you don't know the music entertainment, and we talking to you guys, we just being 100, is cutthroat. So you have to know what you're getting into. So, Marquez, when you're looking for artists or looking to work with artists, what is some of the things you're looking for?
The first thing is I have to look for talent, right?
Mhm.
And it has to be a talent that I believe in. Because the one thing that I tell people is, in order for me to be an effective manager or agent, depending on which role I'm taking on with you, I have to
Mhm.
be your number one fan.
Yes.
I have to believe in you almost even more so than you believe in yourself.
Right.
And so that's the first thing I'm looking for. The second thing is I'm looking for your hustle and your drive.
Okay.
If you are just resting on your talent and that's it, I can't work with you, because I need you to put in just as much work creatively that I'm doing on the managerial and administrative side. So
Mm.
those are the two things that I look for. And then after that, if I have those two things, we could do some things.
Wow, that's good, and I love those two, because you know what? That's the best thing. If they don't have it together, or want to do, or want to put up the effort, or want to do the work, use of working with the artist. So I'm so glad that you said that. Now, moving forward, when you're working with these artists, I know that you kind of do like a artist development or something like that. So what are some of the things that you do with the artists?
So one of the things that I do is I try to foster them in a way that the industry doesn't anymore.
Okay.
Back in the day, we had artist development. The artists went through these long, rigorous processes of learning how to do
Yes.
interviews, learning how to conduct themselves. And the industry shifted away from that about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, on my side, management wise, I bring that back. So what I do is I'm looking for an image that'll help them reach all the genres and all the markets.
Mm.
I don't just want a hip hop artist that can only be in hip hop.
Yeah.
I don't want an R&B artist that can only be in R&B. I look for an artist that I can develop into going across the globe. Somebody that can
Mm.
go into any market, somebody that can do a show with any lineup, and it'll fit right in.
Wow, that's amazing. So any artist, you start out, you need to really, really talk to Marquez. So make sure if you have any questions, go ahead and put it in the chat. Marquez, I want to let you know Vernell, your boy Vernell says hello, and Beat Sporty.
What's going on, Vernell and Beats? Hey, those are Vernell is actually working for me now. He just started working for my company, and I'm getting him ready, getting him trained up to be a new road manager out here in this industry. So I'm happy that he checked
Awesome.
in. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Vernell. All right, you
Yeah.
with the best. You with the best because again, it takes experience to do that. If you have no experience, why would you follow someone with no experience? So, Vernell, you are in good hands. You are in good hands. So let me ask you this now.
Mhm.
I know that you met myself and in front, and I'm trying to figure out when did we connect? Because with the Joel Levert camp, I'm just trying to figure out when did we actually
I have
connect,
no
or did
idea.
you know Joel before I came in the group?
Yeah, yeah, definitely knew Gerald before you came in. Knew Gerald from the Levert days.
Okay.
Of course, growing up, we grew up in this industry together. Gerald, Sean, Mark, AB, Ivan, all
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Walt Jr., Lil Walt. So
Yes.
yeah, it's crazy because I was thinking that the other day when we were talking about this. I said I can't even tell her audience when we met. I don't know.
Me
I
either.
don't know. It just happened, and it just became a thing. But one thing that I do want to say, I know this interview is supposed to be about me, but one thing I want to say to you and to your audience is that you are still one of my favorite singers. Okay, I don't care.
Oh,
I don't care
thank
what anybody
you.
says. You are still one of my favorite singers ever, and
Oh,
I've always loved your voice, always. So you definitely are still one of my favorites. So I just
to
got to say
God.
that.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh yeah, for
Yay,
sure.
West. Yes, I love it. So tell me, tell us, how can someone get in touch with you? What do they need to do? What do they need to bring to the table? Tell us how they can reach you.
You know what's crazy? I'm not one of those people that is here and everybody else is down here. I'm not that guy. So
Mm-hmm.
you can reach me on Instagram at Marquez G. You can follow me there. You can follow me on Twitter, same handle at Marquez G. You can actually send me a friend request on Facebook, Marquez Games, and just send me a DM. I respond to all my messages. I definitely do.
He
I don't
does.
I don't think that anybody is too small or too big, or even if you're just starting out, I'm always down to help and to consult however I can and to be that helping hand. We have to stick together and try to make it as much as we can in this business. So
Yes. Oh, I love it. And I love your spirit. That's
thank
humble
you.
right there. I'm serious. That's humble because when you've been around such greatness like yourself, and I talk about, the whispers and all these people, when we were out on the road with them, those legends, the wisdom and everything that we learned and got for them. So, you having that humble spirit, just being around these great legends, I really admire that. And please keep that up because, that's going to take you a long ways.
Absolutely.
A long
Absolutely.
ways.
I'll never forget where I came from.
That's
There
right.
was a time when I was on the road working with just a per diem. So I don't forget those days.
Being there. And one more thing I'm going to say about you, what I love, when Gerald told you uh, that you didn't have the voice to do something else. No, 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 because this is a good thing here. Because I want to jump on that for just a second. I know, and I have to bring my other guests on. But when he told you no, you didn't get offended. You went and did something else because he used to tell us all the time, in the music industry, you don't have to necessarily be a recording artist. You can. It's so much to do in the industry. So you not getting offended and going to something else. What would you say to another young person that's aspiring when they get their first no? What would you tell them?
To find another outlet. Everybody is not meant to be a superstar. Everybody is not meant to be the one in front. It's just not. It's not in the cards. But if you love this industry, if you truly love this industry, there are 6 million other jobs you can do.
That's right.
And you can do it well. You don't have to be out front. You just don't. There's a ton of things that you can do in this industry that'll feed your soul the same way it would if you were up there performing every night.
That's right. And you can still get paid for it. It ain't nothing less
Absolutely.
and probably even more. So and really when you in this industry, you can't really go into it for the money anyway. If you have a passion, for music, for me, first of all, it's not about the money. It's about the ministry of what you're doing, bringing to the table to help others. So I'm so grateful that, we had this opportunity to, connect in all these years to staying connected. But tell us what's next for you, Marquez. What's next?
Oh wow. Okay, so 2022 is a crazy year already. I have a movie coming out that I am working on with one of my clients. I have three reality shows with two different
Wow.
clients. Yes. Also, there's a ton of shows going on. Two big tours that I'm putting together for the end of the year. So yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. I'm producing podcasts now. I'm doing a lot. I'm doing a lot.
That's all right, man. I'm so proud. Congratulations. I'm sure that I'm going to be connecting with you again at one of those tours at the end
Absolutely.
of the year. Just put that plug in there. But I'm so grateful and I'm so excited what God is doing in your life. Thank you so much. Again, tell people how they can reach you.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Marquez G. It's the same handle on both. You can also email me, marquezgangsm@gmail.com. And you can also follow my company page on Instagram, Quez Entertainment.
Awesome. Thank you, Marquez. Do you mind hanging backstage for a few more minutes? If we have some more time, I want to bring you back up. But do you mind
Yeah, I
hanging
don't mind.
backstage for me?
I don't mind at all. I'm here.
Yes. Thank you so much, Marquez. God bless you. Know that the best is yet to come for you. All right.
Thank you, Coco.
You're welcome. Y'all, you guys, you heard it for yourself. That was Marquez Gaines. Make sure that you check him out. Make sure that, you support the young brother. He's doing some amazing things. So his information was on the screen. You'll see it in the chat. So make sure that you support and reach out to him. We're going to come back with our next guest in a few minutes. But right now, we're just going to take a quick commercial break.
It's time for Bible or Babble. Gather round for your new favorite show. If you little work, show 'em what you know. Let's go. Bible or Babble. It's Bible. Let's go. Calling every saint, we gon' put you to the test. See who know that B.I.B. a little bitch. Bible or Babble. It's Bible. Let's go.
Are you looking to fine-tune your exercise regimen? Then you definitely want to get in touch with Tony Markham, certified water fitness instructor and personal trainer. She can come to your pool. Did you know that water fitness improves flexibility and strength? Give her a call. The drill sergeant helps you with all your fitness needs. Call 919-612-6077. That number again, 919-612-6077.
Are you looking for money-saving strategies for your business and personal finances? Are you tired of working hard every day with little or nothing to show for it? Contact Prosperity Financial Services, LLC right now for your free financial consultation. Call now to reserve yours today, 804-349-8600, 804-349-8600.
And welcome back to the Coco McMillan Show. So I do hope that you enjoyed my boy, oh God, Marquez. He was amazing. So next I have for you another special guest, a young man that I met just recently, the last couple of months, actually in Villa Rica, Georgia, Mr. Warren Langford. He's making a tremendous impact on the music industry as a songwriter, producer, musician. Warren blends gospel and contemporary musical influences into a sound that is uniquely his own. This Salisbury, Maryland native musical background includes 12 years of private piano study and a BA degree with concentration in music theory from Duke University in Durham, North Carolina. A key part of Langford's success in his experience is musical theater. Having served as a musical director for the professional production, which included Bubbling Brown Sugar, Robertson, Black Nativity, 2 Queens, and 1 Castle. His most recent musical theater work was with the Blackberry Days Horizon Theater on August 2017. He has done some amazing work in the Performing Arts Magnet program. This program is produced at such artists like Outkast, Kenan Thompson, Escape. He has been like in the music industry, just networking, meeting all types of people. When I met him, I sit and watched him play this piano keyboard, and it was just amazing. So I want to go ahead and introduce to you, with 30 years of experience in the studio as a producer, his most recent project is God Can. Help me welcome Mr. Warren Langford.
Good evening, and thank you for having me. I really appreciate being here very much.
Good evening, Warren. How are you?
Doing fine, doing fine. I will definitely be fine if I could go anywhere and everywhere and have an introduction on the level you just gave.
Wow. To God be the glory. I mean, your bio kind of speaks for itself, and I didn't want to read everything because I kind of wanted you to talk about it. But what I did want to say, and I really meant this when I met you, it was a couple of months ago when we were in Villa Rica, Georgia, at Aesop Community Church, Pastor Rodney Johnson. I think it was the anniversary.
Yes, it was. It was the wonderful people who work with me at J. Roberts Management. They contracted me for that day, and the saxophonist Prince Martin III, a close friend of mine, were there as well. So and it was really a lot of fun that evening.
It really was. We had an amazing time. My sister and I had a chance to be there and celebrate with you guys. And this is such a funny story because we really didn't know. I mean, like, I saw you, I heard you play. I was like, oh my God, he's fabulous. But magic kind of went down afterwards.
That's an understatement, to say the least. Only God could have done that. Period. Yeah. Only God could have done that, because I mean, as I told you, I guess it was about 4 years ago, I was just randomly checking out music on Amazon, and I saw this record by an independent gospel artist that looked interesting to me. Listened to all the 30-second clips. I liked them, and I bought it. So so that obviously was my first connection to you, and never could have remotely imagined that I would stumble on the opportunity to meet you in person.
That was so amazing how that happened after service. He was like, wait, are you Coco?
Yeah, it was your sister. Okay, talking about you singing backup with Gerald Levert. And I thought, okay, last name McMillan. I looked at the board the pastor had posted, and I saw the nickname, Coco. It's like, that explains why she was sounding so good. Wow. I already knew what I already, like, okay, that's the person on that record. And then on top of that, okay, one of your session musicians was a bass player I've known for 30 years. What?
Chip Sharon, right?
Yeah. That was really mind-boggling to me, all of that together. No one but God could have done that, period. Nobody.
Nobody but God. I mean, really? I mean, in Villa Rica, Georgia, at this church, I wasn't even performing that night. It was just you guys, and just how that happened. Then when you told me, you was like, "Yeah, I brought the album a while ago," and Chip Sharon was like, "Chip Sharon." So shout out to Chip Sharon. So
Yes, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Chip Sharon. Yeah.
yes, yes. So thank you so much for that. That really just made my night. We had that conversation. But let's talk about you and your endeavors. I mean, tell us about who you are. Who is the Warren Langford? Tell us something about you.
Okay, Warren Langford is a person who began his musical journey at the age of 6.
Okay.
Private piano lessons for a number of years. Wasn't sure where I was going to go after 6 years, but I stumbled upon the ability to figure out songs that I heard on the radio and play them. And that was the key that unlocked a whole lot of things. I mean, when you're turning into a teenager and you go through the normal teenage struggle of trying to figure out, okay, what is your place around here? Do you have a way or a means where you get people to recognize you and accept you? And that was the key that unlocked things. And from my early teenage years in high school, I dived into it as my life's journey. And it's led to so many things, so many different, like twists and turns, but so much that I can't begin to express.
Oh my goodness.
So much.
That's amazing. You've done some outstanding work. I mean, the program that you were working with Outcast and Escape, can you talk about that a little bit?
Okay, that was and still is the Performing Arts Magnet Program at Tri-Cities High School, which is located in East Point, Georgia. I was the full-time accompanist there for about 18 years. And I was the music director for almost all of their spring musicals during that journey. So it was quite a joy, and really from the beginning kind of mind-boggling for me, because it's quite a jolt of energy when you have young people who are committed and passionate to the arts, and the quality of work they do is very comparable to adults.
Yes.
And in some cases actually better. I mean, when you have kids that are that good and that committed to what they're doing, it's a joy to come in and experience them. And what has really been a pleasure in recent years, to see kids who I've worked with through the Magnet program that have, within these last 10 years, that have broken through in a big way. For example, the very first year I was at the Magnet program, I was working on the spring musical Dreamgirls with a young lady by the name of Sakan Simblo. It was her senior year. We were doing Dreamgirls, and she was playing Dina Jones.
Okay.
And this past year, she was one of Aretha Franklin's sisters in the movie Respect.
Okay. All right.
And she currently plays the mother in the new version of The Wonder Years.
Really?
Yes. And I was actually a part of the beginning with her.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
I mean, it's a pretty amazing thing. Another young lady, Aisha Jackson, um, over the last year, she um, was a swing in the Broadway musical Frozen,
Okay.
and she had a number of times where she had a chance to go center stage and play Princess Anna, which was, which was actually a very historic thing, because when you talk about anything like that, where people have a perception of the
Mhm,
character being
mhm,
admittedly the perception of the character being Caucasian,
mhm.
just the fact that a young black woman was playing that role was literally historic.
It really was. Yes.
It literally was historic. Another young lady from the program, Jakina Calacango, she played Nettie in the Broadway revival of The Color Purple,
Okay.
and she and in the Lifetime series about Mahalia Jackson, she played Mahalia's piano player.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
wow. So that's an I know you feel so, so great about, you having the chance to mentor these kids and teach them music. So I know that's a good feeling that you have
yeah,
it.
yeah. It's a humbling thing, but a blessing as well, because it's almost like, okay, almost like my kid. you know, I mean, it's just been quite exciting to
Yeah.
see them make their way and getting the props for all the hard work they put in to get where they are. And just to have had a small role in that journey has been such a huge blessing.
Yes.
It really has. It really has.
Awesome. Yes, that's awesome. And I want to stop you for a second here. Hi, Melissa, but Warren, Jocelyn, and Anthony says hello.
Oh wait, all right, indeed.
Yeah,
Okay,
and Brooke.
okay,
So
Brooke.
yeah,
Okay,
Jocelyn,
okay, okay,
Brooke.
okay. Yeah, those. Okay, those are my people.
Hey
The
guys.
yeah, those are my people. So they're the ones. They're the ones that get the credit for the opportunity to meet you. They get the credit. Yes.
Well, we'd like to say hello to them, Jocelyn, Anthony. Thank you guys so much for for joining and for being a part of
Yeah.
Warren's team. Hello to Tracy Esco, Elijah Walker. Thank you guys so much for joining. So, Warren, I want to ask you something else. Now, I know you work so much with the kids and the youth. Also, have your company where you have a album. You have something that's just coming out, correct?
Yes. Okay. Langford Music Corporation is generally it's the umbrella of everything I do related to either solo performing with bands, music director work with bands or Broadway musicals,
Mm-hmm.
and the recording and production work that I do,
Okay.
along with what I've done with other clients. I've had the opportunity to release 3 full albums, and last November I released a new single called Thankful Heart, and along with that, my very first music video of the same song. So Thankful Heart is my is my big deal right now. I just want to get more and more people hearing it. Also along with that, I have released also along with that, we have a release from a along with that, we also have a release that just came out last week from one of my regular clients, a gentleman by the name of John Kendall Jr.
Okay.
And the song is called Heaven. So he has it available on all digital platforms.
Okay.
Uh,
Awesome.
yeah, along with the video of my song "Thankful Heart," the recording is out on all the digital platforms: Apple Music,
Yeah.
Amazon, and all the streaming platforms as well. So I want to encourage people to support it.
Yes, yes. And I'm not sure what happened just a while ago, but I'm back. But
Okay.
listen, when I did the post and when I posted, there was a song that I posted of yours that was attached to it. It's like instrumental. I can't remember the name of it, but I love it. Did you hear it? Did you see that post?
Yeah,
Did you
yeah,
get a chance to see
yes.
it? Yeah. Yeah, I love that song. It was an instrumental track. So support of you and the music. Tell us, how can people reach you if they want to learn more about you or even connecting with you for the musical theater or things like that? How can they reach you?
Okay. They can reach me through the contact page of my website, www.langfordmusic.com.
Okay.
I can be reached there. I can also be reached through my Facebook business page, and that's Langford Music Corporation. Well, facebook.com/Langford Music. Those would be the two places to communicate with me in writing.
Okay. Well, good. Well, I'm sure they're going to reach out to you. The Facebook is blowing up. People are giving their shout outs and all that good stuff. I'm telling you guys, these two guys that I've had today are very talented. So you make sure that you reach out to them, either Warren or Marquez. They are in the music business. They know all what's going on. So any questions that you have, especially if you're starting out or if you want to do theater or just get that knowledge and nuggets for someone that has experience, please make sure you reach out to these guys. So guys, I got a question for you, and I'm gonna kind of throw it out there. You didn't know it was coming, but I want you to think for a second and tell me. All right, so I'll start with you, Marquez.
Okay.
What is one thing that people don't know about you that you love doing? It could be a hobby, it could be whatever, but that people don't know about you.
Okay. I am I am a political nut. So I am into politics, like most people are into sports. It is the
Really?
craziest thing. Yeah, it doesn't match with my career at all. It is the craziest thing, but I am a political nut.
Wow. And you're young. You're
I,
young. That's good.
hey, it happened. It happened. It became a thing.
We'll have to have a conversation about that one day. Okay, Warren, what about you? What's one thing that people don't know about you?
Let's see. I guess the best way for me to answer that, I know that ever so often my wife says, "Okay, I need to take you on a trivia contest so we can win a lot of money." So I guess the way to explain that, I know a lot about a lot of weird things that people probably wouldn't think I know about.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I would legitimately have to be called a trivia buff. Yeah,
Well,
I
that's
would.
good. Well, that's great. Both of you guys are smart. That means that you guys are smart.
I guess that's what you're gonna call it. I guess. You
We
know.
appreciate that.
Right. I mean, hey.
Listen, you
Yeah.
got to have the brains too in the music industry. So, I mean, you talk about politics, you have to, very educated to talk about politics. Number one. For trivia, you definitely have to be educated and smart to do trivia. So, Warren, do you like Jeopardy?
Oh, I grew up on that. I mean, I guess if there's a way to acknowledge how long I've been on this earth, when you talk about Jeopardy, I go all the way back to Art Fleming. Do you remember?
No.
Okay, well okay. Well, that's how far I go back then, because when Jeopardy first came on the scene, it was long hosted by a gentleman by the name of Art Fleming.
Okay.
Yeah, so Jeopardy was an established entity way before Art Fleming retired, and then Alex Trebek took over.
Got to see. I came in when Alex Trebek was in.
I
learned something. I learned something today.
Yeah, so I go a long way back with Jeopardy because I remember Art Fleming days, without question.
Well, good. I love it. I love it. One more question, guys. Well, actually not a question, just kind of thought. And I'll start with you, Warren. Today, we talked about a lot of things. We talked about your journey, what you've done. Any nuggets or anything, final words that you would like to say to the audience for someone who's out there that's looking to get into the musical career? What would you say to them?
Well, seriously getting into a career in music, it's definitely about talent. But just as my brother said earlier, talent alone is not enough. Absolutely not. I mean, for anybody in the music business, you got to have ability. You got to have commitment, and you got to have sincerity. Really, when you talk about staying around, I think the vast majority of audiences, they know when they hear or feel that somebody's playing around with this, and that they don't mean it here. They know. They just know. Talent, commitment, and sincerity. If you're willing to stick for the long haul, there are no limits. I don't think there are any limits.
Right. That's a good answer. Because I watched you play, when I watched you that night, and as you guys can see, Warren is very serious, very strategic, but powerful. So when he was playing that night, or just, I said, I got to be on my game when I go up and talk to him. I got to do it, because, just that aura that he carried, because I knew he was serious about his work, his music. And so when you approaching, you need to be serious as well. So, thank you for, just being you, just being yourself. You didn't put on no facade or anything. You were just being you. Marquez, same question for you. What would you leave with the audience today about the entertainment music business?
Definitely perseverance, never giving up. Always be ready to pivot, have a plan B, C, D, E, and F. As you know, Coco, we got to throw those extra plans out there at any given moment. Nothing is ever set in stone in this industry. And the very last thing, which is probably the most important thing, relationships.
Yeah.
Make sure that you foster good, healthy relationships, because you never know. This business gets flipped upside down, I say, every 2 years. Yeah. So the person that was on the bottom will be on the top. And you want to make sure that you have those great relationships, make sure that you network properly so that you can navigate through this industry and get where you need to go, and have those relationships that help to foster your dreams to come true.
Wow, that was perfectly said. When you said, oh my goodness, you said something really, really, really interesting. When you talk about relationships, it's so important, because you never know, who you're meeting. You never know who you're speaking with. I mean, you don't even have to know their name, but you just never know. So you have to be careful. You have to be mindful of what you say. And please, I want to add on to what Marquez and Warren says. Please don't be cocky. Please don't think you're all that.
It don't work. It don't work. No.
because it's somebody better. You understand? Please don't go
don't
in
work.
when you would get your face broke. Let me tell you this, Marquez, when you said that about Gerald, one time we did a show. We had an off night. Well, I had an off night. But he was like going off on the background singers. We just, I'm gonna speak for myself because this is what he said to me. So we got on the bus. We knew that he was already mad because when you on stage with artists and they turn around and look at you and give you a look, it's coming. It's coming. Just like he did now, McKinney. Now, anyway, that's the whole story. But so we got on the bus and he come on the tour bus, walking fast. We said, uh-oh. He just started going ham. But see, we already know it was kind of like a bad night. You know how you can kind of feel like you just had a bad night. So when he was going down the line, getting on everybody, telling every individually what they did wrong, when he got to me, knowing how sensitive I am, he says, Coco, and I'm not even gonna say nothing to you. All you need to go back and listen to the tape and see how you sound. That right there, I was done. And it was like it hurt, but it's a good thing because I know he wanted the best. So that's why I tell people and try to encourage them. Don't think you all that. Don't think that you just the number one and all of this stuff like this. You have to be humble. You have to be on your game. You got to know that it's always somebody better. So you always got to work on your craft every day.
True. There's nothing. Certainly there's nothing wrong with being confident in your abilities, but the minute you think you're the greatest thing since sliced bread, somebody's going to burn you for your arrogance and your cockiness. It's going to happen.
Right.
It's just a matter of time.
You will be humbled quickly.
Yes.
Quickly.
Yes, you will.
Okay?
Real quick.
Yes, you will.
Quick.
And sometimes when they do that, depending on your faith or your personality, that can break you down to go back. That could just kind of tear you apart. So, like Warren say, be confident. You be confident. You have to be, because they can tell if you're scared. Jocelyn, I see all these comments. I see you guys, Jocelyn, Anthony, Elijah. Thank you for your comments. But again, like he said, be confident. Who you are, but don't be cocky about it. And the first thing, you keep God first in your life. He's going to direct your paths anyway and make it smooth. So that's one person that you need in your life, and the only one, really. Yeah. So guys, you have been phenomenal. Any final or last words that you'd like to say before we end the show?
I think I just want to say thank you for having me, Coco. I get interview requests all the time, and I say no. I'm serious. I don't like the limelight. I don't like attention. I'm not that guy. But I had to do this for you. You were always so sweet to me and so nice to me. Relationships. See that? Relationships. So I just want to say thank you for that. And just everybody that's listening, keep God first. If this is the industry that you're trying to get into, take it serious. Understand that this is show business. And sometimes I like to say it is business show, because the business comes first. So learn the business, stay true to yourself. Don't lose yourself in the process, and stick to your guns. That's all I got to say.
Yes, I see you, Tia Stewart. I see you. Thank you so much. Tia. Warren, any final words?
Okay. I've been doing music all my life, but most of my life in music, I haven't talked much about me. Really talking about myself is kind of a new thing, and it's still work for me. But in light of that, I really, from my heart, I cannot thank you enough for how easy you made this time period for me. This has been quite a pleasure. And I sincerely mean that. And I thank you for that.
To God be the glory. And thank you so much, Warren, for coming to the show, bringing your expertise, your nuggets to the show. We're going to have you back on very soon. So thank you again. God bless you, and know that the best is yet to come for you as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. All the comments, everyone that was out there chiming in. Elijah Clyde, I saw you out there. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to be back next week, same time. Shout out to Mark Lee, the producer of the show. Thank you for being on just my confidant back there, backstage, behind the scenes. Kimberly Thompson, Dr. Eric Kelly. Thank you so much, guys. Clarice, Sharice, I see you out there. Clyde, I see you. So God bless you. As I say, every week, trust in the Lord with all thy heart. Lean not to thy own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he will, God will, direct your paths. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining. We'll see you next week.